Alright, the recording is now up, which means this is your host, Kazar Spell, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3 for the PC this time. I'm joined once again by the Tricksters of the Trade, and we're, let's see, in the middle of Rise from the Ashes. Last time we were in the middle of Trial, got done with cross-examining the food lady, who I can't remember their name. Max, do you know who you are?
Angel,
that's right. And then we proceeded to talk a little bit to the Chief of Police, Gant, who absolutely wrecked Edgeworth in glorious fashion. I get wrecked,
and we also learned about evidence law,
which apparently exists. Also, perjury as a crime was mentioned.
Yeah, I
know. And now we're talking to who is quite possibly the murderer mastermind the whole game, Meekins.
I'm going to suspect him forever now.
All right. Well, we finished talking to him, so now where do we go?
We're talking to the murderer. Now we're done.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk.
It's Police Chief Gant. Brad, it is too soon.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I looked up and saw Meekins and totally expected him to be the first thing, so I looked away, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm there, and I'm just
yeah, but you even got like the announcement of me saying
I didn't
it's
hear
Police
you.
Chief Gant.
Sorry, I did not hear you at all. That one. Sorry. All right. And you sure this is all? You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Folly.
Do I get to be chief?
You were chief in the last one.
Oh, okay. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal?
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir.
The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much?
Oh ho ho! Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition. That's a big word for you.
Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
It doesn't look good having the top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got something else found guilty in the case? You got someone else found guilty in the case, right? Righto?
Von Karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career.
What were you saying, Isaac?
But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait, what?
What?
Forging evidence? He murdered?
No, we put keep on the home for murdering.
I thought I said the wrong thing. I was like, I started rereading the line.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation.
Anything.
Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too? I mean...
There being the prosecutors, I assume?
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Seriously, can she read my mind?
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time? That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto. I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And in this particular, well, it's a little sensitive. And I can't talk about it.
Can they time travel?
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier?
Huh? You saw that? Oops.
I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
I'm
That
standing
was a
right
thought
in
too,
front
wasn't
of
it?
you. It's like I'm standing directly
You
in
were
front of
thinking
you.
that again. She definitely reads your mind.
Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodsman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue.
Y'all didn't do that before?
I took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
Eat it!
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item. Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene.
Okay, bye.
I thought
Wait.
she was gonna read Phoenix's mind right there.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, there's a thing.
There's a thing?
Yeah, it was highlighted yellow at one of the desks.
Well, a lot of things will be highlighted yellow, doesn't mean they're important, like this blue badger.
The blue badger is important. You should click on that one.
So this is the police mascot, is it?
The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force.
The design's a little changed from the one outside.
Well, the dancing Blue Badger, TM, is still under development, you see.
You have it trademarked?
Absolutely. It's cutting edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears.
Don't show her the moving mock-up outside, then you'll give her nightmares.
It's almost funnier if he has like an adult daughter.
I was wondering, could you take a look at this?
Brian.
Oh, damn. Sorry. I'll stop. Stop trying to get. I'll stop distracting myself. All right. Ah, sorry, righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one?
The guy who can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe?
I'm about to have to change my clothes.
Either him or the dancing blue badger.
Either him or the blue badger.
Brad is now also the blue badger.
You need to talk to the blue badger.
I just showed it to him.
I want to hear his comment on the blue badger.
I just showed it. It was the same.
No. I want him to comment on it. I want him to have unique dialogue of what is that? Why is that here?
Okay, I don't think we can show him anything else, maybe.
He does not seem like he will talk to you anymore. He's literally trying to pass you off onto Detective Gumshoe.
Anyway, do you guys want to
standing in the middle of this office?
Do you guys want to hear what I think I learned from this, though?
What'd you learn?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know because it's been so long. I have no idea. But if you notice, this is a lost item report, and he doesn't have. He only has 2 digits of his ID wrong on there, and the number's wrong because the number here is 58, and he wrote 59 and crossed it off. I think he lost his ID badge.
Yeah.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Now that I think that's what they're going with. I do not know. This isn't a spoiler. I'm just like, I think that's actually clever if I got that. Because last time I played this was 2009? Somewhere like that.
Right. 6 years off. 6 years off.
Blue Badger is still writhing around today.
Oh god, you have to see it.
Writhing.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday.
Crazy.
Can I take out his batteries? No, Emma. I just can't help but feel like he's going to do something naughty.
It's not
Put
slurp.
him out of his misery.
What?
Oh.
Emma, what?
Put him out of his misery.
Okay.
We do have a box lunch for what's his face.
All right. Oh, but he's not here.
Are we gonna have to hunt down Gumshoe?
Ooh, maybe. Okay, not here. Parking lot. No, we got everything from them. Okay, we found something.
I was like, where?
This is what late game Phoenix Wright is in the first 3 games.
Do we get to bully Edgeworth?
Possibly.
Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday.
That or Edgeworth's here. I mean, Gumshoe's here. And I'm sure it'll be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing important investigations.
Wasn't that previous line about incidentally Edge was not here Emma's line?
Maybe. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Darn it!
Examine. Let's dig through his stuff.
A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect.
What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so high I can see my own reflection.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir.
Don't. He'll sue you.
Okay. I think we've gone over everything else in the room.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care anymore.
I just wanted to touch his stuff because it would bother him.
Butch.
I'm not in your room.
We might, like, we don't have all the Oh! That wasn't it! Okay. When did we get line, like, we need to go see Gant? When?
Yeah.
We didn't.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Wrighto asked me for help.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room?
1,000-yard stare.
The awkward silence. Now, Wrighto.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all.
Wrighto, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem.
Can I have $50?
No, I'm broke.
Rats.
So, go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
Chat's asking for $50, Brad.
Just goes to show you never know until you ask.
3 of us share the brain cell of asking for $50.
Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I looked over at Q's chat.
You need to stop looking over.
You here, you can borrow this.
Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? Give us
That's a
whistle, yes.
special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir. It's an honor.
Oh, is that why it's grayed out? Because I can clearly read the word Goodman.
They didn't want to do a new
You
art.
just
It's
run
fine.
along and do your best now. Later, folks.
Can we investigate the card?
It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
No,
She
we didn't
has
actually get it as evidence.
She put it on her badge. She didn't want it put in evidence.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl.
This is a weird way of moving about.
Yep.
Where is
So
it?
do you have to investigate the key cards thing?
Oh, please. The evidence room is beyond that door.
And we have the ID card from Chief Grant.
Oh
Chief
my god, you
Gant.
actually had to do that.
Let's just walk in. Won't open.
Aha! The card reader is turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina sky so gray?
Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? Who else would it be? Look at this place.
Yeah. What's that? Why does it have to be him look for?
I don't know. I'm just imagining it's like if I was a character in the Phoenix Wright world, you would just walk into a room. It would be nothing but like One Piece and Kingdom Hearts all over the walls, and you'd be like, "Who is here?"
It's you. As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
Are you allowed to drink on the clock? We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Wouldn't you like to know where the girl? Anyways, yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little dogies. Is that how you
Dogies.
said that word?
Yogi. You had it right the
Doggies.
first time.
The crime
Like a
scene's
hoagie
awaiting.
sandwich.
Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with your hombres.
Your busy then?
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres.
We have a
Hombre.
food.
That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. This is from my baby.
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
A filet steak lunch. I see. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
All right, Bambina. You win. Ask, munch, any smack.
Finally, it seems like.
He's willing to talk.
Okay, stop that.
Stop what? Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
Now that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago... Well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well... I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
Zippy-ki-yay! There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
It don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know?
Hey, you
My
watch
dude.
it.
Bro doesn't eat his veggies.
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
That's 3 years after
Nope.
Vasquez. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. And that's all gone now. Like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
And that was my case. It's all solved on the record books. It smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There were some things you're better off not knowing, Bambino. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case.
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Man, to work a job like this, as unqualified as he is.
He's
Only
living
2
the
of
dream,
them?
to be honest.
Legit, like, man, need a job like that.
Only 2 of them. There must be a dozen.
I love the idea of just like lounging in a room like this, getting paid, and then your boss comes in. Can you get me the footage for it? No, sir.
And you still have a job.
Like I said, but being a mere machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks.
Look, cauliflower.
That's strike
good.
2.
Vegetables.
I've had cauliflower pizza before. Easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
Thus, the card reader by the door. We have one.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through.
So this is the ID card record.
Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Someone's very lucky with their 7s. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that.
I bet you that's Marshall.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
That's our ID card, no, I'm kidding. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 5842189.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Meekins. Slurp.
So I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
So you asked the Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me!
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre. You win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. I like my theory more and more now.
The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. That the only thing they trusted was the shooting hand.
This is neither Wild nor West here.
Aha! But that and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so. I'm lost.
I lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault of the country sheriff's department. That's what we call a transferal. We do every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, closed forever, dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago.
Spooky.
A car door.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room? Really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Oh, gotta change clothes.
Did she slap him?
Yes.
Yeah, just got slapped. Ow.
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So it's true what I heard.
Ripper.
Oh, god dang it.
Yeah, you know
This is a
Max
fun
is
little
fake.
chuckle.
Righto,
Just keep that
please,
tab
do I
open.
look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. Don't
Can
quote
I
me on
have
that.
$50?
This is a weird flashback that keeps stuttering.
So, go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Chief of Police Gann will loan anyone $50, even me?
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation today.
Just for today.
Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're a boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you want to have this.
L.
He draws such good maps. Look how detailed it is.
So helpful.
Are those the items from the last case? The fishing pole and the metal detector?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Where's Missile? Where's
where's
Missile?
Yeah, the bag.
Pluto
Oh,
did
God,
also
the
bring
bag.
Missile.
No, I'm kidding.
Poor
What
Missile.
about?
Free him.
Muffled wolfing sounds.
Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here.
What a sorry-looking fishing pole this is.
Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it.
Why is it here?
Wait, I've seen that somewhere before.
Right, pal. That's the metal detector. That's that metal detector. The one that led to the solving of the case out at Gourd Lake, remember?
Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. This case is long. And, I don't think I've seen this one before.
Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later.
That cheap-looking box?
You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart.
I'm wondering if Phoenix just wears his expressions like this on his sleeve.
See, everybody seems to know exactly what he's thinking.
It depends on the game you're playing. Most times, they can't read your thoughts. There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here.
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob.
Well...
Well, I'll be real. He cleans Edward's office, so he's not that much of a slob.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to point... Okay, you say that, but do you want to know something canonically?
What's up?
Gumshoe's jacket was tan when he got it.
Wow.
It's just cheap.
I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either.
If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
Oh, so sorry. Here, let's move behind him real quick.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner.
That looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away?
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing.
He's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
Astute observation, child.
This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams.
People died.
Dreams?
I'm not so sure about the dreams.
Won't open.
Did you really think it would?
Hey, pal, our security is high-tech around here.
Paint.
Hey, time to touch stuff.
Oh, this has got to be what painted the Blue Badger.
What is a saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here.
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger.
Well, you might say this is my studio.
The evidence
Here?
room?
In the evidence room?
It's gonna contaminate the evidence. There's a handprint.
There's Blue's Clues paw print, except it's not Blue's Clues.
It's on the left.
Nor is it
On
a
the
paw
left one,
print.
there's a
Oh,
red.
I know where it is.
handprint.
Nor is it blue.
If I know
Is it
this
not
game, though, it's
investigatable?
going to force me to use this. Oh, there we go.
Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing.
That's fine.
You bet it's fine, pal.
Okay, so... I guess I might have to look at it.
You might have been too ahead of the game.
Yeah. What's this? Blood?!
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint there.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright. What if there are other bloodstains left in the room?
We should use her testing fluid to check it out. You mean that thing I just tried to do? Oh, it went from present to spray. Bop, bop, bop.
We're locked in.
I knew it. This is someone's right handprint.
What?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker. It's mine.
He has a locker in the evidence room?
It's yours?
Well, they did
Please.
say that like each.
You have to help me when they come and take me away.
Oh god, what?
What?
Sorry, what was that, Isaac?
Well, like they did mention like having like a place where each detective puts like their evidence.
Oh. No, that's fair.
Promise me. Promise you'll testify. I wouldn't harm a fly. You do that for me, wouldn't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
Gumshoe!
Wow.
What? You're a detective.
And
So
that's
I
where the
would know
conversation
better than
ends.
most.
That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. I'm a lawyer. What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood.
Do we literally have a...
I love how this implies Emma had extra goggles for him. He's
Yeah,
just
I know.
following along.
Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
Does this mean
An
Gumshoe
abduction.
doesn't know what forensics are? I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
You should have had a better opinion.
Hurtful.
Did you hurt yourself? Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of luminol.
She has a lot of spare luminol, apparently.
More.
Takes the whole
Bottomless.
bottle.
Uh-oh.
No?
Huh?
Frog.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant.
Hey. That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
eBay? Huh?
I'd like to get some too.
Did they just not get their detectives?
I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Gumshoe, no.
Where did you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order. I told you, eBay.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans.
So she's done this multiple times, and remember how she said that she wasn't allowed to use
I
it?
know what Phoenix means by jotting this down, but I like to imagine that he just wrote down a little memo that Emma gets luminol from mail order
By the
Yeah,
way,
that's
I
what I
get,
was
like,
thinking
lighting,
too.
on the
I get
floor plan.
lighting whiplash whenever we go from red to this.
Yeah, it is not pleasant.
Also, Gumshoe being confused by the luminol. That either they don't have them around when they're using it, or they don't give it to their detectives or their forensics at all.
Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? All that evidence getting contaminated.
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
That's what I figured.
This
He's
is true.
dead after all.
There's
It's
not
empty.
like a master key?
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
like-
You need to
with
be able to
Brett.
reset it.
Then again, the dude in charge of this place doesn't know how only knows how 2 of the machines work. Don't ask about resetting things.
Just
It's
get
empty. They
Rossetti
must have
from
taken
Animal
the contents
Crossing.
elsewhere. Glove.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know?
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Glove.
My evidence
And
now.
you just yoinked it. Alright, that's...
Yep.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
Stop bullying!
There you go again, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. It's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence. Of course we're...
What sticker?
Let's look for other things.
I'm sure there's something else that's more important here.
I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try to put it back together?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place.
I'm just imagining
even though
that Detective Gumshoe was literally just trying to put them together and hope they just sat there.
Yeah. She's a minor. I don't think they let minors buy super glue. Are we just using like Elmer's?
You say that as if people don't just casually break laws every day in this universe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she can just buy luminol fluid. She got it online.
By mail order.
eBay.
Oh, no, didn't mean. I know, this has got to be riveting stuff for you guys.
Yeah, I'm about to say riveting gameplay. Jigsaw puzzle stream win.
That did not look like it was going to go on like that.
We out of pieces?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
we're out of pieces.
Huh? Well, I think we did it. But some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still. It doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
I feel like that's upside down.
If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar.
The door is a
There
jar.
are two things that bother me. 1, why are some of the pieces missing? 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke.
I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar.
Can we examine the jar? In our 3D space. Hey, look. They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here.
They weren't that hard to make out.
Looks like paint.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed?
No. What? No! Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Rotate.
Spin.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like... Why is
A
it...
megaphone.
Yeah.
A vase?
Well, no, vases... Aren't vases closed on the bottom?
Yeah, generally.
Oh, it is up at... Okay.
I'm not
What
seeing
is that?
anything else. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom.
That's weird.
Wonder which side is up.
Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar?
At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? It's not how dust works, babe.
Yeah,
about to say, it could
definitely would
absolutely-
still get dust inside.
Alright, Gumshoe, tell us what you know.
So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're a boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
The music.
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again.
I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? We've been over this.
Of course, I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open. Pal.
Only you can open?
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
Oh my god.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, you just haven't met somebody with the
hand?
right tool yet.
Brad can, yeah.
Oh. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. A lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint.
Can't wait for a future game to slice his hand clean up. I got it.
Wait, did his locker open on its own or did he do it? So the only locker we can open is our own.
Honey, they look like normal lockers.
We're only told that's how they open. Anybody can open them. We just don't try. Ah, these are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it,
Zap, you get a shock.
if that's what happens, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks. So what I've just told you is, hush, hush.
Classified.
Don't go telling anybody.
By the way, I like that the locker had a picture of Maggie Bird in it. That's a character we have not yet met. Met yet.
Oh, I missed the picture.
Oh, you did?
Oh well.
Hold on, I could repeat it.
It's just...
Okay, I see it now. I was so focused on the coat inside.
Yeah, there's a picture of Maggie Bird. We'll see her in the second game.
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
It was Edgeworth. I see.
I guess that's what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. What? That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Or not.
I have nothing more to say, though.
Gotta have some.
You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, then I'll give you 50 cents.
No, they'll give
Right
you
after I
50
borrow that $50 from the chief.
Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system.
After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office.
We're such beautiful artists. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here. Oh, wait. That was you saying that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it
And it
skipped.
got skipped.
It skipped me.
Oh, whoa!
What is it?
That's the second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
That second number. Oh god, it's moving real laggy for me. The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What? What?
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Take a look at the blue badger.
Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
Let's see, is the culprit trying to pin all this on Edgeworth? Possibly.
Framed again?
Well, maybe.
Edgeworth is a man because he has a featherless biped.
I don't think they're trying to put the blame on Edgeworth, but they're trying to ruin him simultaneously. But why would evidence from this case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case.
Will you talk about now? Thank God. But first.
This is my crowning achievement. My masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal.
Art?
He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while.
Really? Why?
Oh, they said it was shameful. Something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day.
I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it.
Made too many children cry.
Now that was a bloody violent case.
Violent. So it was murder.
A serial killing.
A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
But the killer made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill.
Rumors. About forged evidence?
I was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day.
You were supposed to be clean.
It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So the switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself?
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth Inquiry Committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give him my report for the day.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Oh.
He'll be in Phoenix Wright 3.
Wait, I'm confused. What? Why did he say I'm going to bring out my report and then he brought up a menu? It might help,
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later.
He could have written luminol liquid or like anything that happened while we were here.
Yeah, I know, right? I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too.
The first thing will probably be a glare.
This is so awkward to move around.
Yeah.
You!
Oh my gosh!
Oh, gosh.
Valboy? Okay, I was not expecting to see him again. Oh, yes, my apologies.
Oh, it's you.
Have we met somewhere?
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long.
Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Wait.
He has the hotel bring him tea service.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
I'm not sure.
Waiting for it to load.
Yeah, it just said, it just froze at I.
I am.
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow.
The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. We do not
Phoenix
pity
is
him
not
in
going
this
to tell
house.
him.
So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again.
Again.
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However,
Something happened?
they gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department.
Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results.
I like that guy. I see.
Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still.
Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts.
What about his trial, Phoenix?
Oh wow, our inventory is pretty full.
Oh, this case is gonna have more.
Right, please, I'm the prosecutor in this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss this case with you over a cup of tea?
I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Edward just told you no in a very polite manner.
Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. I got it.
Luminol testing fluid.
The Blue Badger.
Right, please. The prosecutor on this case.
Okay.
You don't expect me to sit. Oh, right.
Okay. What is our best evidence, guys?
It's gonna be the list of numbers.
Probably.
All right, I better check this now.
As I was saying, Huh? What's this? A record of ID card usage.
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true.
You did it, didn't you?
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, don't look at me like that. was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. Sorry, my eyes got wonky for a second.
But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
May I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Now I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note of it. More evidence!
Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case.
But what if I examine it? I just love the idea of, like, he just picks it up and just starts twirling it in front of Edgeworth, looking at it.
Just spinning it, rotating it.
Hold on. Edgeworth, do you see this shit?
It's like Phoenix
Right.
and Emma huddled in a corner.
Have you lost your mind?
The tag says AI. Oh god, AI. That's
Shoot
16.
it down.
What's that got to do with anything?
Nothing, apparently. At least, that's what Edgeworth said.
Makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Screwdriver. It's made
I will
for
thank you
fixing
to
things.
return it to me.
No.
And screw the screws holding the case door shut.
I don't think there's anything special about it.
Nope, just the tag.
What if I present it?
Can't even give it back to him.
No, it's mine now.
You paused on the trophy. I wonder if he'll talk about it now. No, he won't. Darn it. Maybe you have to examine it in the room?
I mean, maybe.
He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave it on the couch?
Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than the giant steel samurai.
You what, mate?
Then again, Edgeworth has always been like that.
Really? Hey, I should write this down. Tell me what he was like as a kid.
Back in
right there,
elementary
Emma.
school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contests, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments.
It doesn't exactly sound like typical elementary school stuff.
Also, didn't they know each other in like the 3rd grade? He was doing
Yeah,
all of that in
pretty
the 3rd grade.
But he was always hated. But he always hated receiving awards. He'd make some smart remark like, I know the path I've walked. No one else tells me to. Oh, wait, that was Edgeworth, sorry. That's how he's always been.
Kinda gets under your skin, doesn't it?
Just the mocking instead of it being Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for stealing that, by the way.
You're welcome. Let's see. We have nothing else. Do you think there's any other evidence? Blue Badger!
Darn it.
This
I
is
was
one you
just
should
about to
care about.
suggest it.
This one is so important. Almost as important as the attorney badge.
Wait, what?
The
Oh,
blue badger
crap.
is almost...
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh.
There's...
We gotta go back.
He did the same thing! Is there no log? I thought there was a log. Oh, whoops. Anyway, we can always
Yeah,
just repeat it.
Skip ahead and we'll go back and redo this one.
Oh.
No, it's going on.
A DL6.
Okay,
Okay.
Let's try one more.
Oh, I think it was the switchblade you presented.
Yeah.
I know you. Probably got a hold of some information already, right?
It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in.
You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life.
You're welcome.
I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant.
That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago, too, then?
He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Well, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth.
What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation?
In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal.
Jumping over a pit through a fire hoop.
We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't!
Of course not! I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science...
Huh? Yeah, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid, hmm? Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints?
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
Edgeworth, I'm really...
No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? No, he would just eat it like Fun Dip.
Ooh, that tasted bad. Let me try that again and make sure it wasn't.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember a suspicious handprint somewhere. Multiple. Hold on, I think we might need to do this. Nope. Okay. I was hoping to get his number. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here in this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So, let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
I choose either the index or the thumb.
Yeah.
Well, the thumb was a side
now
print.
Fair enough.
Now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
Huh? How do you do that? You sprinkle it.
With enter. See?
Ah! It looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
How do I do that?
With E. Exciting, I know.
I'm thinking, like, in universe meetings, like, how do I blow away stuff?
Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See?
Wow,
That
that
would
looks like
Contaminate
fun.
the evidence.
Might take some getting used to, though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. Just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I better give it a try.
Yeah,
screen.
back on the DS, they really wanted to make use of the whole system, so you literally had to blow into the microphone to remove the dust.
Full screen.
Good gracious.
Ah!
Ah, you did it. You found one.
But this looks like nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
Think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck?
Person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely,
Oh, right.
seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
This brings me back.
Really? You can't get it from that? No, this is too
You
vague.
gotta get the top and the bottom a little bit.
Yay, a print so clear it's dazzling.
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a Phoenix, I'm gonna hit you in the back of the head. This is two things!
There's no point in finding a fingerprint. And not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
She's
feel like I'm
17, Phoenix,
5.
please. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints.
This feels like a Dora the Explorer. Who do you think left these prints?
Can you see the perpetrator of the murder?
How am I supposed to know who it was?
I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker?
I love how we have other people's fingerprint data.
Edgeworth gave them to you.
Oh, he did?
He said as much.
He did?
Yeah, he said he had a lot. He had like a record, which I think would be highly confidential and kind of a breach of privacy to give out to some, random defendant
Where did he get Emma's?
or a defense attorney.
Where did he get Emma's fingerprints?
Yeah, I know, that's kind of weird.
She put it there herself. It's on a sticky note. Ding.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe.
Why are you using that picture?
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? He gave me this so what look.
It's his locker. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so he came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Yeah, I know. Thank you for the tutorial. This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right?
Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There you go, her eyes sparkling again. Now I'll just leave it be. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
We
Then we
only
ended
ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints?
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is, high?
Don't ask me!
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Can anyone see any other prints?
Maybe guesstimate where the index finger would be?
Oh, there's a
some-
yellow spot.
Yellow spot?
To the right.
Yeah, the cursor turned yellow.
To the left.
They don't...
Look
Oh.
back now, y'all.
There.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Does anyone see anything there?
No, because there was
another
no
one,
blood.
too. There was another one there too. A little lower.
No, that's something. Oh, come on!
Right in the middle.
Ah, mash the button!
Gameplay.
That looks like a match.
But why would Jake Marshall be in an evidence room? Anyway. Hey, these fingerprints,
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall! 3 exclamation points.
Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh.
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. Is it? I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. Okay, genuinely asking, am I the one who doesn't understand? I feel like we're exactly the same place we've been at. We just need to ask Marshall some questions.
I don't believe it.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
To be continued! Yay. He just cut himself with a knife on his face and splattered it.
So what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. So much for decisive evidence. After all... Volley line.
Oh. Foley?
Hello, sorry, I've got 2 cats on my desk.
You're
The
valid.
victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana.
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So how'd it go? And why didn't you say hi to me?
It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Miss Sky,
Hmm?
we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
Oh boy, throwing people under the bus.
Yippee!
Or under the wagon for Mr. Marshall. You ready to get framed, Isaac?
Oh my goodness.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution is...
That's not right.
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
I just love the fact, like, Edward just like, you heard me, it was...
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edward's car.
Wow. This is one messed up trial. Thank you, Phoenix.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
That's supposed to be an admirable trait.
I mean, he does all the time.
Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
Suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the
Cross-examine.
get-go.
Oh, gracious alive.
What?
Gracious alive. Where's his defense attorney?
I think we're doubling as it.
Good
Will the-
gracious.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Short.
Will Mr. Meekins please report to the defendant's stand?
You think he's running in like that other time? Like,
Oh,
remember,
dear.
like, it was his turn, and
Lost
then he's like, sorry. Or does anyone else remember that?
Slurp.
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 Slurp, speak to us.
Slurp.
Oh no.
You're muted. Slurp.
Where's Slurp go?
Slurp the rabbit, where are you?
Slurp. Now's not the time for an afternoon nap.
Slurpington the Rabbington.
Hold on, I'm gonna message him.
What was that?
Oh no, he can't hear us. His AirPods are no.
Out.
Slurp.
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 You stuck blinking.
Slurp.
We lost him.
Oh
Slurp.
no.
Rip
Come on.
He fell asleep.
Nope,
You
there he is.
live.
Oh,
You okay,
Yes,
buddy?
Yeah, I'm backside.
Oh, what? You thought you weren't important to the case? Oh, I like Lunatel in the chat saying, I guess Folly finally gets more lines. Chat told me to say it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm also Mike Meekin, sir. My occupation is that'd be murder, sir.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
That's a future one, sir. So it was me, sir. I'm the whole one who did it.
Well, that gets our client off the case. Let's go!
Case closed.
I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You gotta believe me, sir.
actually, were you like,
Sir, I'm what you would call a part of the younger generation, sir.
You are 22 years old.
He's saying, I'm baby. Let me go.
A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
aren't you an adult?
He's 22.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir.
Officer Meekins,
Yes, sir.
give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
I can fault him for a lack of respect.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
Oh, that was vague.
So the victim, Detective Government, attacked you?
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
It's messed
I
up.
see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain your consciousness.
Yes, sir, he knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What
Yeah,
I need
checking
here
for
is more
concussion.
info to work with.
Good lord.
Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes. Now there's a scary thought.
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guy in the blue badger, sir.
Blue Badger.
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by Chief of Detectives, sir.
Connects well with the youths.
I wasn't sure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
The award ceremony finished that day. There were so many people running around. That I realized the blue badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
Yes, I found it. This is the one right here.
Would you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir.
I see.
A lot of nines.
But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice.
Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. First time is when I relocated the blue badger to the evidence room. And second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security camera.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
No, sir. A knife.
Detective Government pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
That was me charging in on him like that. He looked just as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
God.
Gracious.
That's when I reacted, sir. I saw my arms like an octopus struggling to obtain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
I just like to
says that
imagine
like
his
you can see
fighting
it.
style is slapping someone.
Like, you know the thing where like they like wave their arms in the air while looking away?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be.
Saw blood looking down my arm. I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
No, I don't love the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched a knife from him.
You took his knife?
I spun around and performed a disarmer maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I see. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white clothes was drenched in a sea of blood, and then...
A sea of my blood?
Of my blood. And then... The next thing I knew,
Yes?
he probably run in my face, sir.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. Or, I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the blue badges, sir. I turned him to the entrance. I turned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins?
I'm glad for that, sir. Then look at this. It was sent to my jail cell.
No.
Oh, goody.
A VHS tape.
Chief Gantz delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
Why would he deliver to you?
The chief?
Delivered it?
What is that? A videotape?
Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir.
Hold on, I got a raid. Thank you, California Dream, for the raid. Can we get a shout out for
Kelly!
them?
Kelly!
Hi, Raiders. Follow
Welcome
you.
in,
Welcome
Kelly.
in, Raiders.
Yep.
Follow, 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 follow.
We're so
don't
glad to have you
tell them
here.
to follow.
Actually, it's September. Subscribe.
Oh my god, no.
Only if it's within your means.
Like and subscribe.
But yes, thank you. We're
Yes,
currently in the
Adam,
middle
well, you're
of
welcome.
Give us your money.
we're currently in the middle of Phoenix Wright, and we're about to do everyone's favorite part of this game.
Ah, my
Please.
ears.
They contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. And was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
Just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Ouch.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look.
Let's see.
That's still you, Judge.
Oh, wait, that's me.
Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
You were the one that started it.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I'll be.
My god, it's turned into Five Nights at Freddy's.
What horrible camera!
What is
Don't
with
see
this
the faces.
angle?
I know, right?
Yes, it hangs just long enough. You liar, you had a weapon.
The music.
The black place
Every time.
Oh my.
Get out.
It looks like he
model.
got murdered.
Yeah, I know. Wait.
Random 3D model.
Also, I noticed something. That cloth.
Mm-hmm.
It's there now. Like it's been there the whole time. He said it should have been recent.
It's so confident.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was with that wriggling piece of plywood?
Be nice to the blue badger.
That's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the blue badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter... someone. In the evidence room. And some sort of... activity did take place?
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir.
Yeah, let's not go back to that, please.
Go back to the videotape
We're
camera.
not done with it.
His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodwin, sir. I mean, here with the locker which required Detective Goodwin's finger to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodwin's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Each detective had been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean... the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start.
And by pressing tab.
Oh my god.
That's my line.
Well, I stole it. Also, you're not Maya, or no, Mia's not here. You notice how his pupils become like not circles anymore when he's doing that face right here?
Yeah. Okay, does anyone see a contradiction?
I don't think so.
I'm
His
going
face
off
can't
of
be
what...
seen.
I'm going off of memory. I think it might be the third one. But that's the thing. He's saying he opened the locker, which required the fingerprint. I think something in the video proves that it could be opened without the fingerprint.
Can we watch the video again?
I just hate that we can't fast forward.
Or
Are you
pause
sure?
it? Yeah.
Oh, I already saw it just then.
What?
2 cameras would have been better.
The thing was, the indicator light was already on before he walked into the room.
Okay.
Wait, it was?
Alright, so all these are off, right?
Yeah.
There it is. The light's
Oh, yeah.
on.
Huh.
Okay, I'm gonna save.
Yeah, let's say first, like, I feel like this is it, and I've got the evidence, but I'm not sure if the game will accept it.
Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction?
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Ashworth.
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
And
I have
he
to
isn't
point out a
trouble,
problem in the
playing
video.
it.
Sorry, what?
I was just saying that I didn't know the judge was in charge of playing the video.
This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video.
Then why can't we do that when we're examining
What?
it?
I know, right?
Since when?
Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective
started.
Goodman?
So this is what you're saying?
I like how the music's still playing, even though it's
Yes,
paused.
yes. I said yes.
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this! Officer Meekins.
Do you mean me, sir?
Video.
Oh.
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Oh my god, the music
Why
is
is
so
the
long.
music still playing?
You grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. You mean video. Please? I'm gonna go insane.
They need to extend the runtime so you can't refund
This is what I
16.
thought was the evidence right here to begin with.
When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind it to a... No!
No!
Why is it the music playing backwards too then? We should add this as a sound.
Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit!
Thank God it ended.
We're not done.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Was that a chicken sound?
Kind of.
Order, order! What's the meaning of this?
I think it was more of a choking gasp where it's like...
I see.
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert at this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Look, I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't know if that's true because I work with robots and they don't do that.
What if the door was slightly ajar?
Well, just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut.
Wow.
So then, Mr. Wright,
Self-burn.
do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor?
There is an explanation.
Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, I'm a minor.
Hello, 17-year-old child.
Maybe something like jammed the system sensor?
Something jammed the sensor. Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Oh boy!
Oh god dang
Is it
it.
the cloth
Let's
sticking
inspect
out
the
of
video once
the...
more.
Something follows that when he opens the door.
No, I think I know
The
It
what it
locker
does.
is.
was locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause.
It just started. I didn't press go.
Slurp got it right. You can fast forward. Hit the A button, buddy.
Okay.
Whoa. Now you gotta rewind. That looks interesting.
It's the glove.
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
And they're gonna start from the beginning.
Oh my god.
They're really padding out the time.
At least
Yes,
the
they
music
are.
is playing.
Wow.
They really wanted to show this off.
Not enough blue badge.
I want to point out that this was the special case on the DS that they were so proud of with the 3D graphics.
Yeah.
The animators worked really hard, okay?
Yeah, they did.
It
I mean, for
produced
the
3D
time-
models.
For the time, this was phenomenal.
It was.
It's just goes a little too long.
Something white fell out of the locker.
Sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when the doors are opened. I often fall out of all great distances when I open my...
Car door.
Hello?
We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Judge, do you have to play it from the beginning every single time?
He really likes the blue badger.
And why does it take? Why does it take our freaking ability to rewind stuff and fast forward away?
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Understand now, sir? It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times get stuck in the door when I get over the patrol vehicle, sir. So the door closes.
I didn't want him to be extremely tentative in the door.
Poor Meekins.
Not only that, I have to block electrical currents. Need to be an insulator.
Rubber glove.
Yes, an insulator at the crime scene.
How do you not know what a videotape is, but you know what an insulator is?
He's just parroting it.
Okay. There just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator you don't...
I think I finally got this figured out.
Slurp, you gotta be fast on this
Very
one.
well. Will the fence
We are
please develop
ignoring
a-
what Meekin says.
Yeah. Poor Meekins. He's like trying to say something, then like, nope. I didn't read this, by the way.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
What was it? Is this insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
Well, we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
I think this constitutes as bullying.
A little bit.
Order. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. Prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Very well. Begin your testimony.
Oh, say that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
A record.
An ID card record. I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. However, there's so few people using this room.
This particular evidence room is only used for sorting certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right. I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination.
I think we can already sink this one in one shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it might be this one.
Yeah, I was just about to say, just in case save.
I was right. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
Look at waiting, sir.
I noticed. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report. It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought, although it might for Meekins. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
But bravo.
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... Well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, well, seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant.
You know, Meekins was a defendant too, just throwing it out there.
The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness? Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Ah!
I mean, he's not wrong. Kind of painted yourself into a corner there.
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana.
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
Call me a better lawyer.
Call
Yeah,
a better lawyer.
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright?
I don't know.
Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Okay.
Wondering how the fake
Okay.
got out without being detected.
Yeah.
Unless he crawled out of the evidence room.
However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot.
Well, duh. It's apparently got the same victim.
Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
I mean, Walker.
Mr. Wright. Do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
Prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Miss Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name?
Gumshoe.
Yeehaw.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
You can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Yay.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Which is now in recess.
Oh boy, now it's Isaac's turn to double talk.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Folly.
Well, no, not Folly. This is a good stopping point.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna...
Fully denied.
Alas.
Hey, that just means she's the leading lady when we pick back up.
Yep. She gets the
Alright.
first line.
Yippee.
That was fun.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I especially enjoyed doing that outburst Edgeworth had with the blue badger.
What is that piece of plywood? Alright, well that's gonna be it for Phoenix Wright. For those of you watching on YouTube, this has been your host Kazar Raspel, as well as the rest of the Tricksters of the Trade, minus Kusha and Chibiru. Until then,
If you rue?
Brouillet, sorry. I yawned. Anyway. Hope to see you guys in the next video or live stream and signing out.